What is up, Heifers and friends? Welcome to another episode of Java Entrance with Jillian. This is your girl Jillian, and we are day 2 in Houston here for the DreamCon Festival. And before we get our day started over at DreamCon, we are going to get a bite to eat. There's actually a really nice food court. So you all saw day 1, I went to Underground Hall, which had a lot of awesome eats and bites. And we went to Walker and had that amazing smoked chicken fried rice. We are actually going to try another food hall. This one is called Finn Court. And so this is located directly across from the JW Marriott where we're staying at downtown in Houston. And as the streetcar goes by, we will see it. So we're going to get some good eats and head over to the conference. I'm going to show you what the agenda is looking like today in terms of some of the sessions your girl is interested in. And who knows, I'm kind of hoping that at the Finn, we'll be able to find some Java as well. Let's go ahead and get on this journey. Ah, thanks, Whitney. Hi. Oh, no filming? Okay. Friends, I was not allowed to record inside the food hall, which is really unusual. So I'll just tell you what I ended up getting as we were walking toward the conference. I got this really great wrap from, what was the place called, Winnie? Angry Carrot? We think it's called the Cracking Carrot. I actually can't fully remember. Y'all, this is old age. But I'll tell you, this is just, it is what it is, right? I felt a little flustered. A, because I didn't expect for them to tell me that I couldn't record, and B, because I looked at the time and I'm like, oh crap, our first session starts here in a little bit, so we have to hightail it over. But I'll show you pictures of where I got food, and I also got my coffee from, I want to say the place was called Three Bridges Coffee. Is there Three Bridges or Three Stores? But you all will see the picture. This is delicious. So y'all, we're caffeinated, we're going, and we are headed now to the conference. And I'll tell you also as well, eating the wrap that I got from the restaurant, the wrap is so refreshing, so good. Vegetables, I literally scarfed like half of a chunk down. But the spicy chicken was juicy. The spicy chicken actually wasn't as spicy as I would like it, but the veggies, it just feels light. Like you don't feel like you're eating something and it's too heavy. So I'm feeling fueled and ready to go. So we're gonna make our way over to the conference and hopefully make our session on time. The first one for the day for us here shortly. We are in the convention center. We have a couple of minutes to spare, so I am looking forward to heading to our first session of the day, which is about gatekeeping in the industry. Should be really good, and it looks like it's going to be a larger session, so that makes me sweat a little bit less. Oh, and looks like the escalator is temporarily stairs right now and blocked off, so we're gonna find another way to get to our session. But you all know as we're walking through, I just see always like some really cool cosplay going on. And again, not familiar with all the characters, but A++ for all the creativity. And shouts out to all my people at DreamCon that are spending the day in cosplay, because again, in that heat, they're keeping the conference really cool right now. Y'all, I'm in a crew neck sweater, which feels bizarre, but I was freezing my butt off yesterday. So once we get settled in, I know it's gonna feel much cooler. And I was talking to my sister, I'm like, you know what, it makes sense that they keep it so cold because everyone is dressed in layers in their costumes. And you know that can't be comfortable, especially if it's too warm here. So, you know, all good. I am wearing a long sleeve because we are really going to be here similar to yesterday for the bulk of the day. So I just want to be, you know, a bit comfortable. Also, y'all, it's a very calm presence right now because a lot of people went to the after party and I think folks are like sleeping it off. So it is so calm right now. That's the vibe right now. Calm, cool, and collected from all the excitement and the hype from yesterday, seeing Megan, starting off the day, seeing a lot of gamer faves. So I think like the hype is still there, but it's a calm hype. It's a quiet hype today, which is all good for me. Because you all know I am, as someone who is very, very, very proudly rocking being a millennial, I will take calm and peace any day of the week. It's like, it's always about balance, right? Hype it up and then cool it down. And then we will hype it back up again. I suspect that as the day goes on and more people start making their way through, that hype level is going to increase. But y'all, we are still making our way over to our first conference session for the day.
This is not your first. Okay. I ain't gonna lie, DreamCon's a yearly tradition.
100%.
First timers gotta come every year now after this, all right? You got to.
Gotta get my pockets right.
I see a YG bonnet in the front right there. Hold on, you see that?
Hold on, let me see
Trying to be bigger. There's 3 really like important things that I've learned along the journey of content creation. Is what I was talking about, y'all, with imposter syndrome and not feeling like y'all are good enough to be in the situations and rooms that y'all are in. But I want you to know, if you're in these situations, even things like DreamCon, you are in the right place. You are right here for a reason. And I'm a big advocate on everything happens for a reason. And I feel like with when it comes to the smaller side, we have a lot of self-doubt, right? Mm-hmm. I know a lot of us struggle with mental issues, whether that be depression, anxiety, whatever. And you don't feel like you're good enough to be in the space, but you're supposed to be there. Like, there's so many other variables that come with content creation that I feel like doesn't really get highlighted, and that was kind of the point of me doing this panel, is like I really wanted to show y'all the vulnerability when it comes to content creation, because as great as it is, and as like positive as it has affected me, there's a lot of things that have, you know, I've struggled with. I'm sure that each and every single one of these people have struggled with, that they don't really talk about on stream, that they don't really bring up, or it doesn't even get acknowledged because people don't really, you know about it. And then the third thing that I was gonna say is, one thing that I've really, probably the most important thing for me, is that you're not gonna grow being comfortable. You have to put yourself in a constant state of uncomfortability if you wanna succeed, right? You get in these situations where you're comfortable, you're like, oh, maybe I keep doing the same thing that I've been doing for the past however many years, and it's like, you gotta, if you wanna, you gotta broaden your vision of what you have for yourself, figure out who you are. And I also feel like aspiring content creators now, they try to be someone that they're not. Genuineness shows out so much more than people that try to be someone else. I've been seeing, say the Twitch right now is not really the best, and I see a lot of clones, I see a lot of people that are trying to be someone that they're not, but I'm telling you.
Say some names, say some names. No.
You won't.
I'll air this whole bitch out, right?
Air it out, bro. Air it out.
I got 10 names.
Whoa. We're not doing that.
YouTube and streaming is like two completely different fields, and I know he's doing both right now. So I want to give his like, how has that been for you, like being a YouTuber and known for something, than being like a streamer?
It's an interesting dichotomy. The way that, the big word for hey, that's a big word for Elmo. That's a big word for Elmo.
You were saving that one.
You know what I'm saying? But it is an interesting dichotomy because the way that the audience works is different both ways. From an analytical standpoint, the conversion rate from YouTube to Twitch, based on what you produce, is different. I know when Rage was starting out, when he was the No Face man, his stuff was palatable to move to streams. So it was an easier conversion rate, whereas what I do, for one, is copy. Like, we have to work with copyright with anime drinking games, but the more polished, produced stuff that I work with, you can't take to Twitch. It's a live event. So when you work with that, it's an entirely different avenue. It's actually a much more mental struggle than you think it is, because the ability to perform on a moment's notice, like on a whim, is not something that everybody can do. You know, we're not all TKs, you know what I mean? So it is a practice. You have to like really learn that. Whereas with YouTube, it's a slow burn. It's a craft. It's produced.
Yeah.
You know, you can be very meticulous about your jokes. You can work with whatever you want. And literally every single time I go through some shit where I'm like, oh, my idea wasn't good enough, or I didn't polish it enough, or wasn't executed enough, or like I sent somebody a collab idea and they flake it off or whatever. Every time I go back to that, and it was like, if I listen to what other people think of me, or if I listen to somebody's advice that doesn't do my job or my craft, I would have given up a long time ago. I have to be the one that believes in me so well that I know y'all are gonna mess with what I have. That is like the main thing. You have to have a passion and love for what you do so much that even if you suck at it, which you're gonna suck at it at first, even if people hate you for it, even if people are not giving you the credit you deserve, it's only gonna take like one time or one person to mess with you before the whole shit works.
A lot of it comes with you gotta be self-aware. If you're not self-aware, like you can't evolve, you can't change, you can't do better for real. So if you just think any type of criticism is just, oh, that's a hater, you gonna cook yourself. You gotta be self-aware. You gotta look at yourself from the third person. You gotta look at yourself from a fan or a supporter's point of view and say, okay, I can see where you're coming from. You feel me? You can't have ego in this shit. You can't.
100%.
Yeah, you just.
That's gonna be the worst way to go out, is you have an ego and then you lose yourself. One really big thing I wanted to highlight on is comparison, because I really think a lot of us and the smaller creators like to compare ourselves, our views, our numbers, to people that are, you know, at maybe the same age as you, or maybe like somewhere along those lines. And I brought all these people specifically to show y'all, like, we're all around the same age, right? But we have like different journeys and different paths. And just like we have our different journeys and different paths, you have your own individual journey. And so getting to that is there's gonna be a lot of deviations and a lot of things that aren't gonna look the same as your friend that's doing something and he might've got $1 million on something like that. So I really want you to just put into perspective that you are your own person. You're not your friend, you're not Kai Cenat. You're your own person, you have your own path, and you need to find your path. Everybody moves at their own pace. Everybody moves at their own pace. Thank TK, I want to thank Tevin, and I want to thank Josh for helping me out with this panel.
And let's thank y'all for showing up, man. Round of applause for yourselves.
have a second team over here, right? Are we ready? Jillian, Tokyo. Hi y'all, how you feeling over here? How we feeling?
We're in Houston, but we're gonna take it to the West Coast. All right.
I see you with the moves out there. Hey, yeah, pressure, listen. Go Clovers. I see a Clover cheerleader in the house. Hey, hey, hey.
We are going to go ahead and call day 2 of DreamCon a wrap. Now, I know my footage may have been a little bit splotchy. I just wanted to give you all a little bit of a taste of what day 2 is like, and I have certainly enjoyed a lot of the sessions I had the opportunity to sit in on, and as well as get an opportunity to network and connect with a few folks. This has truly been such a positive experience. And what's next for me, because it's still pretty early in the evening, is I am going to have dinner with my sister and some of her friends. So we're gonna go get some Texas barbecue. So hopefully it is all good. But y'all, we still have one more day of DreamCon left. And y'all know I'm gonna take you all along with me. So with that being said, continue to watch. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment down below. Have there been any cool cosplay looks that you've seen in some of my footage that you've liked? Or if you are someone who is big into cosplay, do you have a costume you are looking forward to trying on and wearing to your next con? With that being said, I will catch you all on the next journey. See ya.